The quantum display flickered in Maya Chen's basement laboratory, casting a soft blue glow across her young face. At 12 years old, she didn't look like someone who could revolutionize space travel. Her small frame was dwarfed by the towering holographic equations that surrounded her, but her eyes held a fierce determination that belied her age. "Computer, run simulation sequence Delta 9 again," she commanded, her voice steady despite her exhaustion. It was well past midnight, but Maya had long since stopped paying attention to time. The revelation she'd stumbled upon 3 months ago consumed her every waking moment. The holographic display pulsed, transforming the equations into a visual representation of her theoretical engine design. Unlike conventional propulsion systems, or even the advanced drives used by the galactic community, Maya's design tapped into something far more fundamental: the quantum fabric of space itself. The simulation progressed, showing energy patterns that, according to every alien physics textbook, should be impossible. Yet there they were, stable and persistent. Maya allowed herself a small smile as she watched the numbers flow. The aliens, with all their advanced technology and supposedly superior understanding of the universe, had missed something crucial. They had missed it because they were looking in the wrong place. While the galactic community focused on manipulating existing forces, Maya had started questioning the nature of space-time itself. Her breakthrough came from an unlikely source: watching water droplets merge in her morning shower. The way they coalesced, the brief moment of connection before becoming one, had triggered a cascade of ideas about quantum entanglement and spatial dynamics. A soft chime from her computer interrupted her thoughts. "Incoming transmission from Dr. Williams," the AI announced. Maya quickly minimized her work displays, leaving only her homework assignments visible. Even her mentor couldn't know about this yet. Dr. Sarah Williams' holographic form materialized in the center of the room. The quantum physicist had been Maya's guide since discovering the girl's extraordinary abilities 3 years ago. "Maya, you're still up." "Just finishing some homework, Dr. Williams," Maya replied, gesturing to the visible displays showing standard 12-year-old coursework. It wasn't entirely a lie. She had finished her homework 6 hours ago. "You know the rules about late nights," Sarah reminded her, but her tone was gentle. She understood drive and passion. It's what made Maya special. "The Galactic Science Exhibition is in 2 months. If you want to present your paper on quantum harmonics, you need to be well rested." Maya nodded, suppressing a grin. The paper on quantum harmonics was a smokescreen, something to keep her visible in the scientific community while she worked on her real project. "I'll head to bed soon. Promise." After Dr. Williams signed off, Maya restored her previous work. The quantum display sprang back to life, showing the final results of her simulation. The numbers were perfect. Better than perfect. They were revolutionary. According to her calculations, her drive design wouldn't just match the fastest alien ships, it would leave them in the dust. While their vessels crawled through space at mere multiples of light speed, her engine could fold space itself, creating shortcuts through the quantum fabric of reality. But Maya knew she had to be careful. Humanity was still seen as the galaxy's newcomers, barely tolerated in galactic society. The alien races, particularly the Arxer Collective, guarded their technological superiority jealously. They'd given Earth access to basic faster-than-light technology, but kept their advanced developments closely guarded, claiming humans weren't evolutionarily mature enough to handle them. Maya glanced at the small holophoto on her desk, showing her parents at last year's Galactic Science Conference. Both brilliant scientists in their own right, they'd been politely but firmly dismissed when they'd proposed new approaches to quantum mechanics. The aliens had been condescending, treating their ideas as cute but primitive attempts to understand the universe. She clenched her fists, remembering the barely concealed disdain in the alien scientists' eyes. They thought they knew everything about space travel. They thought humans were centuries away from matching their technological level. They were wrong. Maya began organizing her data, carefully encrypting everything before storing it in a quantum lock drive. "Tomorrow, She would begin the next phase, building a prototype. She had already gathered most of the components, disguising them as parts for various school projects. The aliens might control access to their technology, but they couldn't control human ingenuity. As she finally prepared for bed, Maya paused to look out her window at the stars. Somewhere up there, alien ships were cruising between the stars, their crews secure in their technological superiority. They had no idea that in a basement on Earth, a 12-year-old girl had just rendered their proudest achievements obsolete. Soon, she whispered to the stars, "You'll see what humans are really capable of." The next morning, Maya headed to school like any other 12-year-old, but in her mind, she was already planning the construction of an engine that would change everything. The galaxy thought they knew the limits of possible space travel. Maya Chen was about to prove them wrong. A month had passed since Maya's breakthrough, and her basement laboratory had transformed. What was once a simple study space now resembled a cross between a quantum physics lab and a mechanical workshop. Holographic displays showed complex calculations while a partially assembled device took shape on her workbench. Maya carefully adjusted the quantum resonance chamber, the heart of her revolutionary engine. Her hands, steady despite their youth, manipulated tools that she'd modified herself. Standard equipment couldn't handle the precise requirements of her design. "Maya, are you down there?" Her mother's voice carried down the stairs. Quickly, Maya activated the holographic camouflage system she'd installed. The quantum engine components shimmered and disappeared, replaced by the image of a standard science fair project about plant growth in artificial gravity. "Yes, Mom. Just working on my project." Her mother, Dr. Linda Chen, appeared at the bottom of the stairs. As one of Earth's leading experts in xenobiology, she spent most of her time studying alien life forms. Today, however, her attention was focused entirely on her daughter. "Honey," Dr. Williams called. "She's concerned about you. Says you've been distracted in your quantum mechanics sessions." Maya suppressed a grimace. Of course, Sarah had noticed. It was getting harder to maintain the facade of working on basic quantum theory when her mind was occupied with calculations that would revolutionize space travel. "I'm fine, Mom. Just excited about the science fair." Linda studied her daughter carefully. "You know you can tell us anything, right? Your father and I. We know what it's like to have ideas that others might not understand." For a moment, Maya considered telling her mother everything. But the memory of her parents' humiliation at the Galactic Science Conference stopped her. No, they couldn't know. Not yet. They would try to protect her, try to stop her from challenging the established order. After her mother left, Maya deactivated the holographic camouflage. The quantum engine reappeared, its partially assembled components gleaming under the laboratory lights. She had made significant progress, but there was still so much to do. The biggest challenge wasn't the engineering. It was keeping the project hidden from the galactic monitoring system. All significant technological developments on Earth were supposed to be reported to the Galactic Science Council. The aliens claimed this was for safety, to prevent primitive species from developing dangerous technology. Maya knew better. It was about control. She had developed complex quantum shielding to hide her work, but it wasn't perfect. Every test run risked detection. Yet she had to continue. The simulations were promising, but theory wasn't enough. She needed proof. A soft beep from her computer indicated an incoming message. It was from Dr. Williams, requesting a meeting to discuss her recent lack of focus. Maya sighed. She respected Sarah deeply, but the deception was becoming harder to maintain. As she prepared for the meeting, Maya ran another diagnostic on her prototype. The quantum resonance chamber was stable, but the spatial folding mechanism still needed work. According to all known physics, both human and alien, what she was attempting should be impossible. The aliens had declared spatial folding a dead end centuries ago. But they had made a crucial mistake. They had approached the problem from their own perspective, built upon millennia of established theory. Maya, unencumbered by such preconceptions, had seen something they had missed. The meeting with Dr. Williams took place in the quantum physics lab at the local university. Sarah's office was filled with holograms showing standard quantum mechanics equations, theories that Maya had surpassed months ago. "Maya, I'm worried about you," Sarah began. "Your recent work, it's not up to your usual standards. Is everything all right?" Maya forced herself to meet her mentor's concerned gaze. "I'm fine, Dr. Williams. Really, just exploring some new ideas." New ideas? Sarah's interest was piqued. What kind of ideas? For a moment, Maya was tempted to share her discoveries. Sarah wasn't like the alien scientists. She had always encouraged Maya to think differently. But the risk was too great. The fewer people who knew, the better. "Just some thoughts about quantum harmonics," Maya replied carefully. "Nothing concrete yet." Sarah nodded, but Maya could tell she wasn't entirely convinced. "You know, the ARCSR representatives were asking about you yesterday. They're very interested in your development." Maya's heart skipped a beat. The ARCSR were the most technologically advanced species in the galaxy, and the most protective of their superiority. If they were watching her. "That's nice of them," she managed to say. After the meeting, Maya rushed back to her lab. She needed to accelerate her timeline. The ARCSR's interest meant she had less time than she thought. Her prototype had to work, and soon. Late into the night, Maya worked tirelessly on her engine. Her quantum resonance chamber was revolutionary, but it was only part of the solution. The real breakthrough was how she had linked it to her spatial folding mechanism. While alien ships brute forced their way through space, her design would elegant dance through it. As she made the final adjustments to her prototype, Maya allowed herself to imagine the moment of revelation. Soon, she would show the galaxy that humanity wasn't just catching up. They were about to leap ahead. The stars beckoned through her basement window, and Maya smiled. The aliens thought they understood the universe. They were about to learn that sometimes the greatest discoveries come from those they least expect. The prototype sat ready on Maya's workbench, its quantum core pulsing with a soft, ethereal light. After countless sleepless nights and near discoveries, she had finally done it. The engine was complete, barely larger than a microwave oven, but containing technology that would reshape humanity's future in the galaxy. Maya's hands trembled as she initiated the startup sequence. She had run thousands of simulations, but this was different. This was real. The quantum resonance chamber hummed to life, its energy signature masked by her carefully designed shielding systems. "Begin test sequence alpha," she commanded. The engine's response was immediate. A sphere of distorted space formed around it, barely visible to the naked eye, but clearly shown on her instruments. The quantum fields were stable. The spatial folding mechanism was functioning perfectly. Then everything went wrong. Her computer screamed warnings as multiple alien vessels suddenly appeared in high orbit around Earth. Their energy signatures were massive, far larger than the routine patrol ships. Maya's heart stopped as she recognized their configuration from her studies. They were ARCSR science vessels, the most advanced ships in the galaxy. Her quantum shielding had failed. Or more accurately, it had worked exactly as designed, but the test had produced effects she hadn't anticipated. The spatial distortion had been detected, despite her precautions. Maya's computer chimed with an urgent message. It was from Dr. Williams, marked as highest priority. "Maya, emergency meeting at the Institute now. The ARCSR Science Council is here." "They know." She stared at her prototype, mind racing. She couldn't let them take it, not when she was so close. With quick, decisive movements, Maya activated her emergency protocols. The prototype's core components separated, each piece automatically storing itself in quantum-locked containers designed to be undetectable. As she rushed to the Institute, she could see the alien ships through breaks in the clouds, their massive forms casting shadows over the city. People had stopped in the streets to stare upward, many recording with their phones. This wasn't the usual alien presence. This was something else. The Institute's main hall was chaos when Maya arrived. Human scientists rushed about in panic while alien representatives materialized through quantum transporters. At the center of it all stood three Arxer, their tall, crystalline forms radiating authority and barely contained anger. Dr. Williams spotted Maya and rushed over, her face pale. "Maya, what did you do?" "The Arxer detected a massive quantum event centered on your location. They're saying it violated dozens of galactic treaties." Before Maya could respond, the lead Arxer turned toward her. Its crystalline form shifted colors as it spoke, translator devices converting its thoughts into words. "You, child, explain the quantum anomaly we detected." Maya stood straight, forcing herself to meet the alien's gaze. She had prepared for this moment, just not so soon. "I was conducting experiments in quantum harmonics," she said carefully. "Nothing that violates any treaties." The Arxer's form flickered red, a sign of disbelief or anger. "Impossible. The energy signature we detected suggested spatial manipulation far beyond your species' capabilities. Our sensors indicated technology that should not exist on this planet." Other aliens had joined the confrontation now. Representatives from the Galactic Science Council materialized, their various forms creating a circle around Maya. She recognized species from across the galaxy, all drawn by the impossible detection of advanced technology on Earth. If the humans have been developing restricted technology in secret, a Meridian observer chittered, its insectoid form vibrating with concern. It could destabilize the entire galactic order. "We should quarantine the planet," another alien suggested, "until a full investigation can be conducted." Maya's parents pushed through the crowd, their faces showing a mix of concern and confusion. Her father, Dr. James Chen, spoke up. "My daughter is 12 years old. Whatever you detected, there must be some mistake. Age is irrelevant." The lead Arxer stated, "Our sensors do not lie. A quantum event occurred here that should be impossible for your species to achieve. We demand access to all research facilities and data immediately." Maya felt the weight of every eye in the room, human and alien, upon her. She had known this moment would come, but not like this. Not with Earth's future suddenly hanging in the balance. But as she looked at the aliens, seeing their mixture of outrage and fear, she realized something important. They weren't angry because she had broken their rules. They were afraid because what they had detected challenged everything they thought they knew about humanity's capabilities. With careful deliberation, Maya stepped forward. "You're right," she announced, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I did create something new, something you thought was impossible. But I didn't break any treaties." The room fell silent as Maya continued. "I didn't use any restricted technology. I discovered something you missed, something that changes everything we thought we knew about quantum mechanics and spatial manipulation." The lead Arxer's crystalline form pulsed with complex patterns. "You expect us to believe that a human child made a breakthrough that our greatest scientists missed for millennia?" Maya smiled, feeling a sudden calm despite the crisis. "Why not? Sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to look at it with fresh eyes. And maybe, just maybe, you've all been so sure of what's impossible that you forgot to check if you were right." As tension filled the room, Maya knew she had just changed the game. The question now wasn't whether humanity could match alien technology. It was whether the galaxy was ready for what humanity could actually achieve. The Galactic Science Council's emergency chamber materialized around Maya in a shimmer of quantum transport energy. She had never been off Earth before, let alone in the legendary Nexus Station, where the galaxy's most important scientific decisions were made. The circular chamber stretched high above her, its walls lined with representatives from hundreds of alien species. The Arxer High Commissioner, Zilix, floated at the center of the assembly, its crystalline form refracting light in complex patterns. "Maya Chen of Earth," its translated voice echoed through the chamber. "You stand accused of developing restricted technology in violation of Galactic Treaty 2847. How do you respond?" Maya took a deep breath, grateful for Dr. Williams' presence beside her as her advocate. The quantum resonance chamber's core component was secured in a containment field nearby, its soft blue glow drawing curious and suspicious looks from the assembled aliens. "Honorable Council," Maya began, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I haven't violated any treaties. What I've created isn't restricted technology. It's entirely new, something that none of your treaties even considered possible." A murmur rippled through the assembly. A Meridian scientist stepped forward, its compound eyes reflecting the chamber's light. "Impossible. Our species has studied quantum mechanics for millennia. There can be no new discoveries in spatial manipulation." Maya smiled. "That's exactly the problem. You're so certain of what's impossible that you've stopped looking for new possibilities." She gestured to her prototype. "This engine doesn't break the laws of physics. It works with them in ways you never considered." "Preposterous," a Vexren delegate huffed, its tentacles writhing in agitation. "You expect us to believe that a human child has surpassed the combined knowledge of the galaxy's greatest minds? Why not?" Dr. Williams spoke up. "Maya isn't constrained by centuries of established doctrine." She looked at the universe with fresh eyes and saw what everyone else had missed. The lead Arxer's form pulsed with skeptical colors. "Then demonstrate this supposedly revolutionary technology. Prove that it works as you claim." Maya nodded, approaching her prototype. This was her chance, not just to prove her invention worked, but to show the galaxy what humanity was truly capable of. She began the activation sequence, her fingers dancing over the controls with practiced precision. The quantum resonance chamber hummed to life, creating a visible distortion in the air around it. Data streams appeared on the chamber's holographic displays, showing energy patterns that made several alien scientists gasp in disbelief. "Impossible," one whispered. "These readings, they contradict everything we know about spatial mechanics." "No," Maya corrected. "They just show that what you know is incomplete. Watch this." She increased power to the core. The spatial distortion expanded, forming a perfect sphere of altered spacetime. Unlike conventional drives that forced their way through space, Maya's engine created a harmony with the quantum fabric of reality itself. "The energy efficiency," a Tekler scientist observed, their cybernetic sensors whirring. "It's orders of magnitude beyond our most advanced systems." Maya explained as she worked, her confidence growing. "Your ships fight against spacetime, trying to bend it to your will. My engine works with it, like a dance partner. Instead of forcing space to move, we invite it to move with us." The demonstration continued, and Maya could see the shift in the council's attitude. Skepticism gave way to curiosity, then to growing excitement as they realized the implications of her breakthrough. "But how?" the Meridian scientist asked, all pretense of superiority gone. "How did you see what we missed for so long?" Maya thought about the moment of inspiration in her shower, watching water droplets merge. "Sometimes the biggest discoveries come from the simplest observations. You've all been looking at quantum mechanics through the lens of your advanced technology. I just looked at the universe itself." A new voice spoke up, an ancient quasar elder, its energy form barely contained within its environmental field. "Perhaps," it mused, "we have been too quick to dismiss the potential of younger species. In our certainty of our own advancement, we forgot that new perspectives can lead to new truths." The chamber erupted in discussion as the implications became clear. Maya's invention didn't just advance human technology. It challenged the very foundation of how the galaxy understood space travel. Zilix raised its crystalline appendages for silence. "Maya Chen of Earth, it seems we owe you, and humanity, an apology. We have underestimated your species' potential for innovation." But Maya wasn't finished. "Thank you, but an apology isn't enough. Earth deserves full membership in the Galactic Science Council, with all the rights and access that comes with it. We've proven we can contribute on equal terms." The chamber fell silent again. What Maya was asking for was unprecedented. No species had ever jumped so many technological tiers at once. You understand what you're asking? Xylix challenged. Full membership means responsibility as well as privilege. Your species would be expected to share your discoveries, to contribute to the galaxy's collective knowledge. Maya stood straight, feeling the weight of the moment. We're ready. Humanity has so much more to offer, if you're willing to look past your preconceptions and truly see us as equals. The council members looked at each other, a silent communication passing between species that had worked together for millennia. Finally, Xylix spoke again. The council will need to deliberate on full membership, but in light of your breakthrough, effective immediately, all technology restrictions on Earth are lifted. Your species has earned the right to develop at its own pace. As the chamber erupted in excited discussion, Maya caught Dr. Williams' proud smile. They both knew this was just the beginning. Humanity was about to take its rightful place among the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same. 6 months had passed since Maya's presentation to the Galactic Science Council, and Earth had transformed. The night sky above her home was now filled with the steady movement of ships testing variants of her quantum drive, their paths marking new trade routes across the stars. Maya stood in the newly established Earth Science Academy, watching as human and alien scientists worked side by side. Her quantum resonance engine had been just the beginning. Once the technology restrictions were lifted, humanity's creativity had exploded into a renaissance of innovation. Still hard to believe sometimes, isn't it? Dr. Williams appeared beside her, looking out over the research floor. The former mentor and student now worked as equals, co-heading the Academy's quantum physics division. That's the thing, Maya replied, smiling as she watched a young human researcher excitedly explaining the new theory to an attentive Arxer scientist. I always believed humanity was capable of this. We just needed the chance to prove it. The Academy had become a symbol of the new era. Where once aliens had guarded their knowledge jealously, now there was open exchange. Maya's breakthrough had done more than advance technology. It had shattered preconceptions on both sides. A holographic notification appeared before them. Another ship equipped with Maya's engine had just broken all previous speed records. But more importantly, the pilot was human, operating freely in space that had once been restricted. The Arxer science director is requesting your presence, the Academy's AI announced. They've made a fascinating discovery building on your quantum harmonics theory. Maya nodded, no longer intimidated by such requests. The Arxer, once Earth's most demanding critics, had become some of humanity's strongest advocates in the galaxy. They had discovered that human intuition and creativity paired remarkably well with their own methodical approach to science. As she made her way to the meeting, Maya passed through the Academy's main hall, where a new display had been installed. It showed the expanding sphere of human exploration. Dozens of worlds now within easy reach thanks to her engine design. But more striking were the numbers of joint human-alien research projects, growing exponentially each month. The Arxer science director, Xylix, was waiting in the quantum lab. Its crystalline form had become a familiar sight of the Academy. Maya Chen, it greeted her warmly, colors shifting in what she now recognized as excitement. Your theory about quantum resonance cascades. We found something extraordinary. Together, they reviewed the new data. What had started with Maya's simple observation of water droplets had evolved into a completely new understanding of spacetime itself. Human and alien scientists were building on each other's work, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. We were wrong about your species, Xylix admitted, not for the first time. We thought technological advancement had to follow a fixed path. You showed us that innovation can come from unexpected places. Maya watched as more ships took off from the Academy's launching pad, each one carrying human and alien crews working together. We just needed to be given a chance, she said. Humanity had the potential all along. A group of young students passed by, human children and alien younglings, all studying together in the Academy's new education program. They waved excitedly at Maya, who had become something of a legend to them. She represented what was possible when artificial barriers were removed. Later that evening, Maya returned to her old basement laboratory. She had kept it exactly as it was, a reminder of where everything had started. The holographic camouflage system still worked, though she no longer needed to hide her work. Her computer chimed with an incoming message. The Galactic Science Council had unanimously approved Earth's petition for full membership. Humanity would now have an equal voice in shaping the galaxy's future. Maya. Her mother called down the stairs, just as she had so many times before. The council's announcing the vote results. Everyone's waiting to watch it together. Upstairs, Maya found her parents, Dr. Williams, and several alien colleagues gathered around the holographic display. As the council's decision was announced, she felt a deep sense of satisfaction. This was what she had worked for, not just technological advancement, but true cooperation between species. "You know," her father said quietly, "when you were little, you used to say you wanted to change the world. I don't think any of us realized you'd end up changing the galaxy instead." Maya watched as celebrations erupted across Earth, humans and aliens together marking the historic moment. Her quantum engine had opened the door, but it was humanity's spirit of innovation and collaboration that had truly transformed their place in the galaxy. The stars shone brightly through the window, but they no longer seemed distant or forbidden. They were a promise, a frontier that humanity would explore not as followers, but as equals. Maya's breakthrough had shown the galaxy that sometimes the greatest advances come not from centuries of accumulated knowledge, but from daring to question what everyone else assumed was impossible. As she looked at the celebration around her, Maya realized that her true legacy wasn't just the engine she had created. It was the barrier she had broken down. Between species, between what was known and what was possible, between what the galaxy thought humanity could do and what they could actually achieve.